trouble you find. But you told me you love me true. But now I know I'm not for you. You made me blue when I wanted to. You made me blue when I needed you. Well, if you love me, well, if you love me, well, when you told me you had someone new, well, then I knew how much I needed you. You told me that I had to go, but now I know that it's not so. Well, if you love me, told me you love me true. But now I know I'm not for you. You made me blue when I needed you. You told me no when I wanted to. Well, if you love me, well, if you love me,
just because we're young to the masses we are wrong. And everything we do, and every thought we have, because we're young, because we're young, just because we're young, we surrender to authority, even if it's wrong for you and me, because we're young, because we're young. They think the better off road, narrow-minded and cold, worried about their own self-centered soul. Because we're young, because we're young, because we're young. Oh, there's so little to do. There's time to stop and stare. Talk about the way we act, the way we wear our hair. Oh, Lord, they sit in their glass houses, unknown and insecure, afraid to leave a mark on the world. Their hearts full of fear. Why can't they admit the waters around them have grown, and if they don't learn to swim, they're gonna sink like a stone? Because they're young, because they're young, because they're young, because we're young, baby. We're always wrong, because we're young, baby. They're always right. If I buy you pretty clothes and tell you that I love you, will you change your mind and say there must be something I can do? You're gonna leave me, I'm gonna let you go. Love has deceived me, there's no way that I know. Maybe time will heal my pain, I'll forget about you. But till then I'm going insane, there must be something I can do. You're gonna leave me, I'm gonna let you go. Love has deceived me, there's no way that I know. Pretty clothes, tell you that I love you. Will you change your mind and say there must be something I can do? You're gonna leave me, I'm gonna let you go. Love has deceived me, there's no way that I know. There's no way, there's no way, there's no way, there's no way. Don't say why, don't say when, don't say anything, just let it in. Don't say why, don't say when, don't say anything, just let it in. Don't say why, don't you tell me when, don't say anything, just let it in. Don't you ever come knocking on my door. Don't you call out my name anymore. Just hang around and I'll give you one more. I'm through with you, that's for sure. Don't say why, don't say when, don't say anything, just let it in. Don't say why, don't you tell me when, don't say anything, just let it in.
Don't lie to me, don't lie to me. You told me once before that you love me, I believe you. You made me realize constantly how much I need you. Don't lie to me, don't lie to me. Heartache came when you found somebody else to love you. Suddenly you changed and you told me we were through. Don't lie to me, don't lie to me. Never again could I stand the pain that I felt before. All the hurting inside that fills my eyes with tears anymore. You got to promise me you won't break my heart again. And then please tell me that your love will stand the test of time. You'll be mine forever. Come to my empty arms, let me hold you close forever, and thrill me with your charms. Say you'll leave me again never. Don't lie to me, don't lie to me, don't lie to me, don't lie to me. When day is done, when nighttime falls, I'm gonna sit right down and think about the day you said goodbye, and then I'll cry. I know I'll cry when day is done. When day is done, no one's around, and loneliness comes creeping up on me. What can I do? I'll think yellow ones, white ones, green ones. Well, go on, get them while you can before long. They're gonna be rare. Gotta have them onions, just can't dance without them onions. Them onions, give me them onions, gotta have onions.
You get a nickel, I'll get a dime. We'll go out and we'll buy some wine and drinking wine, wine, wine. We're drinking wine, wine, wine. We're drinking wine, 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 wine all the time. You get your girl and I'll get mine. We'll go out and we'll buy some wine and drinking wine, wine, wine. We're drinking wine, wine, wine. We're drinking wine, 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 wine all the time. I go to school at 8:45. I stand in the corner and I drink my wine, drinking wine, wine, wine. I'm drinking wine, wine, wine. I'm drinking wine, 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 wine all the time. I drank last night and the night before. I'm going out tonight, I'm gonna drink some more. I'm drinking wine, wine, wine. I'm drinking wine, wine, wine. I'm drinking wine, 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 wine all the time. Get it on, all night long. 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 Drinking wine, 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 wine all the time. Wow! Get it on, all night long. 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 Drinking wine, 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 wine all the time. Wow! Dream, 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 dream. Dream, dream, dream when I want you in my arms and I want you and all your charms whenever I want you. All I have to do is dream. Dream, dream, dream when I feel blue in the night and I want you to hold me tight whenever I want you. All I have to do is dream. I can make you mine, taste your lips of wine, anytime, night or day. Only trouble is, gee whiz, I'm dreaming my life away. I need you so.
miss you.
I'll miss you.
'Cause you want me to. I'll need you. 'Cause you want me to. But I know that's not so. I'll miss you and need you too. Although I wanna think of you, I know you'll never need or miss me, so I'll not love you. You don't want me to. I'll forget you, 'cause you want me to. And I know this is so I'll go and miss you so. They came and took my brother away today. Yeah, the men in white coats came and picked him up. But they'll never get me. I'm normal. I'm okay. I paint everything in my house purple. My fingernail file, my potato peeler. Hey, stay away from my frog! I make funny faces to scare the kids and save lightning bugs and katydids. Uh-huh. Hey, what you out there doing now? I play tiddlywinks with Dracula's bat and play jump rope with a cross-eyed cat, and I play dog bill and records upside down. Keep my fish out of water so they won't drown. My brother didn't know those things, that's why I took him away. The men in white came and took him away yesterday, but I'm okay, I'm normal. I fill my tub full of strawberry jam and feed my squirrel sugar-cured ham and spread rumors about Stalin is dead and that he wore a sheepskin when he died in bed. I'm normal. I eat alphabet soup with a tuning fork and shine my shoes with Chinese pork. I'm normal. Yeah. You show me a pig on the highway and I'll show you a road hog. Step on a crack, you break a mother's back. I throw stones at telephone poles and stick my feet in gopher holes, and I throw mustaches on Playboy bunnies and start bonfires with Sunday funnies. I got a cellar full of Japanese spies, and I got a little red wagon with wings that flies. I'm normal. I become a werewolf after dark, and I chase pigeons in the park. And I soak my feet in cranberry sauce, and I name my parakeet Betsy Ross. I'm normal. They came and took my brother away yesterday, and it's a doggone pity. I spread rumors that Stalin is dead and that he wore a sheepskin when he died in bed, and I eat soup with a tuning fork, and I shine my shoes with Chinese fork. I'm normal. Yeah. Well, I paint everything in my house purple. My fingernail files and my potato peelers. And hey, stay away from my fog, will you, Willie? I play tiddlywinks with Dracula's bat, and I jump rope with a cross-eyed cat, and I play Bob Dylan records upside down, and I keep my fish out of water so they won't drown. I'm normal. And I fill my tub full of strawberry jam, and I feed my squirrel sugar-cured ham. And I soak my feet in cranberry sauce, and I name my parakeet Strawberry Ross. Oh, I'm normal. Came to my brother away yesterday. Doggone pity. I'm normal.
year did you get started as a group?
As a group, probably 1962 or 63. But that was an earlier group we called ourselves at that time the Cocats.
Did that have any meaning, that name?
Well, the way it started was Cal, Keith, and Tim, Cokats, and then when Dennis joined us, we made when we had our sign with our name on it, Cal, Keith, and Tim were the 3 letters with Dennis on the end, going the opposite way with the S being the last letter of his name.
And how did you start off with, what type of music were you playing at that time?
We played mostly surfing music to start off with, and some Everly Brothers, probably about 70% instrumental at that time. And
were you getting gigs in places in Tucson at that time, or were you just playing in the studio at home?
No, we were getting all kinds of jobs for service station openings and those big ones, those big gigs.
Did you ever play the drive-in theaters at all? Movie theaters?
I don't think we did play any of the movie theaters.
When we first started, of course, we played every Saturday night with our dad, and that's how we really got started in the beginning. And so we had been before the public, as you might say, since we were small kids. And then we had probably at the time we started once a month, or maybe once in a while, twice a month, we'd play places like there was a place in Sierra Vista called the Military Inn, and we still played once in a while up at Mount Lemon, and general parties and things like that.
Now, did anybody else in your family have a group?
Well, we were still playing with our dad some, and our sister started singing with a group called the Marsades. She ended up recording a couple of sides with them that I wrote, and later, as things sort of evolved, we ended up, as one member of the Marsades quit, we came in, and it sort of turned into the Cocats, as we were called then, and then later evolved into the Lewallen Brothers.
So the Marsades actually had a single released at that time?
Yes.
And did it sell?
Yeah, I think it, in Tucson, it was number 8.
So it got AM airplay then?
Yes.
Okay. And once you changed the name from the Cocats to the Lewallen Brothers, when did that happen? About what year? And
well, I can't remember the exact year, but it was probably 64, maybe.
And in that same year, you released a 45 by the Lewallen Brothers, didn't you?
Yes.
And what one was that?
I think that was probably Tough He Was.
Tough He Was?
Mm-hmm.
Did that gain you exposure on the touring circuit?
Well, somewhat. I think, I don't know about on the touring circuit, but it did help to get us a little exposure.
What were some of the better-known groups or acts that you did tour with back then in 1964?
There was a promoter here in Tucson that brought some groups in, and we toured through Arizona with Chris Montez and Kathy Young. Then a little later, the Ripcords.
Do you have any memories of the tour you did with Chris Montez?
Oh, yeah. We had some fun times with them. They were fun-loving people, and we, in fact, went horseback riding in Yuma. And that was one of the fun times we had. With the Ripcords, they were fun-loving guys, too, and they were right on the verge of really becoming big. And they sounded a lot like the Beach Boys. Their hit that they had at the time was Hey Little Cobra, and it was number 2, and they were expecting it to be number 1 the next week, and they got knocked out by an upcoming group at the time called the Beatles, and the next week, I Want to Hold Your Hand was number 1.
So while you were touring with them, this would have been probably February of 1964, I gather.
Approximately, yeah.
And how long did that tour last?
Oh, it was probably a week.
So you were backing the Ripcords then?
Yes.
And did you just play within Arizona?
Yes.
And after you toured with the Chris Montez and the Ripcords, were there any other groups that you recollect that actually made the charts in the 60s that you toured with further?
Well, we didn't exactly tour with any, but we did back some that came into town. Bobby Sherman and Donna Lauren from that Shindig. We played with them.
What was Donna Lauren like? Do you remember?
Well, she was a sweet girl, but it's that's been a long time, so it's a little bit hard to remember.
How about Bobby Sherman?
He was a nice guy. Mm-hmm.
Was he doing a tour himself, or was he singing duets with Donna Lauren, or what?
Well, they were together when they came here, so I don't know if they were that way all the time, but that was the only time we knew of them. So we played one and then the other.
As I remember it, though, they didn't sing together. I don't think. They sang single. They weren't singing together.
Where were you playing these shows at?
The ones where we toured, it was different places in the different cities. I remember in Safford, it was at the Armory. I can't remember. There was a big building in Yuma that I remember, and I don't remember what kind of a place it was. But in Tucson, there was a place here that was kind of popular for dances then. It used to be an ice skating rink. You remember the name of it, Keith?
It was Iceland.
Iceland Bowl, yeah. And a lot of them were there. We played as openers for the Turtles there. And then...
Swinging Medallions were there.
Yeah, Swinging Medallions. Gary Lewis and the Playboys.
Is that right?
Yeah. And then at the Randolph Park, we opened for Paul Revere and the Raiders.
Then also opened for the Yardbirds.
And the Yardbirds, yeah.
Did you hang out with the Yardbirds?
No.
Do you remember if it was Jimmy Page or Jeff Beck who was in the group at the time?
I don't remember.
Know.
Later, there was we had a chance to play with Chuck Berry. We backed Chuck Berry one night, and that was great fun.
Did he say anything to you that stands out in your mind now?
Well, we opened with our drummer Tim was hunting again.
Yeah, he's a hunter.
And
he's out hunting today, right?
Yeah, and at that time he was hunting when somebody called us, and it was like, hey, we're going to do this tonight.
Right.
And they said, we'll bring a drummer. And we opened with the other drummer. The Chuck Berry was not impressed. And later, Tim got home to come in for the second show. And when we changed to Tim, Chuck Berry came alive and said he was the backbone of the band. So that was one thing that I remember.
Now, what was it like to be playing around Tucson in the mid-'60s? Because you were one of the more popular bands. What were some of the other bands, and what was going on in Tucson at that time? What were the hot spots and places you were playing at?
Well, there was one place, of course, was the Teenage Hi-Ho Club. And there were a lot of bands, a lot of live bands then, and a lot of competition. Dearly Beloved was one. Before that, they were called the Intruders. The Five of Us. You remember any more of them, Keith?
Bow Street Runners.
The Grodes. We'll probably leave somebody out.
We'll leave a bunch out. But
yeah, that's a long time ago.
The Chevelles.
Yeah, the Chevelles was one.
And there were a lot of places to play, because not only were there nightclubs, but there were parties. And parties did not have records. They had a band. That's all there was to it.
Yeah, and the fraternities and sororities, we played a lot.
So there was a lot of action.
So in some of the other bands you had mentioned, like the Dearly Beloved, the Grodes, who in Tucson at the time was the one that was considered the number one band that everybody was trying to compete with or be bigger than?
I'd say probably the Dearly Beloved was number one. Then between us and the Lewallen brothers and the Five of Us and the Grodes, we were all pretty popular also. But, that's anybody's call.
When you were on the radio, because you did get some airplay, what were some of the local stations that they were playing your 45s on then?
I think KIKX was one. Of course, I think when my sister's record was popular, it was KTKT.
And both of those stations are no longer around as music stations, is that right?
That's right.
Now, you also had mentioned previously that by 1967, actually 1968, you got a chance to go out to Los Angeles to play on a TV show. What was it, and how did that get about?
Well, that was in 1968, because it was called Happening 68. It It was put on by Dick Clark, and Paul Revere and the Raiders were the hosts, sort of. They were running a contest here in Tucson, and they had it at the sound studio at Old Tucson. And they said that whoever won this contest would be on a national TV show. And, you know, at that time there were a lot of contests, and a lot of the time it was just so somebody could get some free music and give the bands a chance to compete, you know.
Sure.
And but we thought, well, if they say it's going to be a national TV show, they have to do it if they say they're going to. So we decided we were going to do it. And we went into it with the idea of winning. And they had, I don't even know who the judges were, but you had 10 minutes to play. So we decided in order to do anything at all to show your versatility, 10 minutes was not enough. So we did a medley of probably 9 or 10 songs in that 10 minutes. And we noticed at the end the judges were looking at their watches because it went right up to about 9 minutes and 35 seconds. We had it down.
Do you remember what we did?
Oh, well, I know we did Walk Like a Man, and
I think we did some Righteous Brothers and some Buckinghams.
yeah.
Did you do any original?
Not in that. But then when we were on that, we got from that we went to that Happening 68, and we did an original there.
That was Only a Dream, wasn't it?
Yes.
What were the other bands that you were competing against? Do you remember?
The only one I can remember was the one that won. And they were called Bluesberry Jam. But
You mean on television or?
Oh, you mean on Happening 68?
yeah.
I was thinking before you actually.
Here in Tucson?
Yeah.
I can't remember.
I can't remember either who all was there.
But now you had mentioned Bluesberry Jam had won the.
On Happening 68.
Well, what was the
Happening
situation
68,
there?
yeah, that was, it turned out to be a sort of a contest thing too. And we were on Happening 3 times. We won the first 2 times, and we lost the 3rd time to this band called Bluesberry Jam from Los Angeles.
So did you have to go out to Los Angeles each week to film these?
Well, we went twice. They taped 3 or 4 shows at a time. So we were on one show. We taped 2 of the shows that we were going to be on, but they were not like in succession. You know, they'd have like 4 weeks at a time, and I think we were on like maybe the 1st and 3rd or something like that. But when we were there, it was amazing, you know, to us because it was really big time. It was in the ABC studios, and these big cameras floating around in the air, and everything was so loud, and it seemed like everybody that was anybody was there. James Brown, Sunshine Company.
Leonard Nimoy.
Leonard Nimoy
Was he singing?
Yeah. He had some song. I think it might have been Gentle on My Mind that he was singing. And Glenn Campbell.
Glenn Campbell was
Joey
there.
Bishop.
Well, no, that was before Gentle on My Mind because Glenn Campbell hadn't done that yet.
No, that's
Didn't Glenn-
68.
Was it?
Yeah.
But Glenn
Well,
Campbell was doing by the time I get to Phoenix. He was just.
getting rolling. Huh?
Joey Bishop and Regis Philbin were both there. And Brenton Wood.
Yeah.
Did you get to talk to them, or
Yeah.
Some of them.
who would you?
One I remember in particular, too, Brenton Wood and Regis Philbin. Regis Philbin was really, really a nice guy. He talked to us out in the parking lot for about an hour. Just, you know, just shooting the bat, that's all.
What about Brenton Wood? Now he's the one who did "Give Me a Little Sign," Boogum Boogum song.
Yeah. He was nice also. He didn't spend as much time with us and wasn't really concerned with what we were doing there or where we were going, you know, but
Right.
Regis Philbin actually acted like he was concerned about, you know, helping us out if he could, you know.
What was he doing on the show at the time?
He was a judge.
Oh, was he a judge?
Yeah, he was a
No
judge.
wonder he talked to us.
In fact, he voted for us on the time we lost. But Regis Philbin and Lalo Schifrin, and I don't know if you know who Lalo Schifrin, he wrote the Mission Impossible theme and some of the stuff like that, and he voted for us, so we felt like that was a pretty good vote, even though we did lose by 1.
The one we lost was to the judge was Batwoman. I don't remember her real
Yvonne
name.
Craig?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was it Yvonne Craig?
She got coerced by. Do you remember the?
Freddie Cannon was. one of the
Freddie
judges,
Cannon was one of them, but it was
He was one of the judges?
Fabian. Fabian was the one that talked Batwoman onto his side. But you know, this is something that I'll always feel had something to do with it. When we came, they told us to go in this room and wait, and so pretty soon, then the second band came in to wait, and that was called the Postman. Is that what the?
Oh, I can't remember.
And we thought they were a pretty good band. We were afraid we'd lose to them. Well, we weren't really worried about Bluesberry Jam, but they never came in the room. And when we came out, they were over in the corner talking to Fabian. So I don't know. I always felt like that might have a little bit to do with the vote. But they were from L.A. and
Well, when you came back 3 times, you'd mentioned. Did you get a chance to meet with the Paul Revere, Mark Lindsay, or the Raiders much?
We talked to them quite a bit.
Yeah.
Which one? Which Raider?
Well, Paul Revere and Mark Lindsay. And then, I don't remember the other members' names, but I know the drummer talked to us quite a bit, and he showed our drummer how to look like you're playing the drums.
Right.
And, because when you do those shows, I guess it's still the same. They're not live usually.
Right.
And so when you hit a cymbal, it has to look like you really hit the cymbal, has to rock, and he showed him how to roll and hit the cymbal with his knuckles, and you pantomime or lip sync to the song.
Oh, I see. So you weren't doing those songs live on the show. You were lip syncing.
They played. We did a recording of it, and they did the recording, and we lip synced. And
what was the recording different than the actual record version that you put out on Only a Dream that you did on the show?
Only that it might have been a little shorter. Might have been cut short. I don't. But it was the same.
So when you were, you said you had spoken with Revere and Mark Lindsay. Does anything stand out in your mind about Mark Lindsay or Paul Revere?
Not that I can remember.
No, most of the people that we met there seemed to be real down to earth and nice people.
Did they pay all your expenses to get out there and everything?
I don't know that they paid our expenses. I know they paid the hotel room.
Did you go out on the Sunset Strip when you were there and see what was happening?
Oh, yeah.
What was it like, this being 1968?
Well, being from Tucson, it was something else for us. It seemed like the whole street was just full of people, at night like that, and going to all the different clubs there, and there was a lot of activity.
Do you remember any of the clubs you went to or any of the bands you might have seen?
Well, I remember one club. Do you remember any of them, Keith?
Well, they wouldn't let me in, so I don't remember very many of them.
And I don't remember.
I was too young.
Yeah, Keith was pretty young then, but the only one that I can really remember the name of, and I don't know why I remember this, but it was Pandora's Box.
Okay. Did you see any bands in there?
Yeah, but I don't remember who. That's a lot of years ago.
Do you remember anything about being in there that sticks out in your mind?
Well, just real crowded. Yeah, there was a lot of people there in Hollywood.
Now, after happening 68, that Only a Dream 45 was your last commercial release, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So after you did the show and you lost to Bluesberry Jam, what did the band do after that?
Well, we still played a lot. A year after that, we went on the road, and we traveled. We started in Oregon, Portland, and then down to Salt Lake City, and then back through the Midwest. And
you were on a tour with other bands?
No, we went through a booking agency in Hollywood, Johnny Robinson Agency it was called.
Yeah.
And then he later hooked up with another agency in the Midwest. There were other bands that were booked by these people, but it was we weren't traveling with anybody or anything like that.
So where were you playing?
In nightclubs. By then, Keith was 21, and Tim looked 21. Tim had a fake ID. So, but they never asked Tim for his ID. Keith didn't have a fake ID, but they always asked him because he looked so young. So we were able to play in the clubs with him being almost of age, but not quite. When we traveled in the Midwest, we went through the Gary Van Zeeland agency.
Did you meet up with any other bands, hang out with anybody at that time?
Yeah. There was one band that really impressed us, the Jules Blattner Trio in the Midwest. They were fantastic. The drummer for their band did a drum solo that I've never seen an equivalent of. He moved around the whole stage beating on things, and when he was on the drums, he would throw his drumsticks into the air so high that in an auditorium or something like that, he'd throw them to where they almost hit the ceiling, and he never missed them when they came down. And never missed the beat. He was fabulous. 2 bass drums, and he could do... I don't know exactly what the terms are, but I guess on the drums it's like 16th beats on each foot and things like that.
This was 1969, this tour, not tour, but the gigs you were playing in Oregon and the Midwest. You came back, and the 60s were about over at that time. The hippies things was still going, but I guess the optimism wasn't there. Did that ever affect you, any of these things that were going on at the time, the radicals and the counterculture?
It didn't affect us. When we were in Madison, Wisconsin, we did drive down by the Capitol when they were marching on the Capitol and had the National Guard out with their shields and everything. So we got to see some of that stuff, but it didn't really affect us.
So your band never got into any politics. It was just mainly a good time band.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you've been playing music as the Lewallen Brothers since the 60s and up till the present day, isn't that right?
Yeah.
And was there ever a time where you just stopped playing as a band for a long period of time?
We quit playing for almost 10 years when Bobby died.
And that would be when?
1981.
To 1991 then?
Mm-hmm. Approximately.
Right.
What were you doing during that time?
Well, of course, Keith and Tim and Bobby and I we're all in our dad's plumbing business too. So we were just mainly doing plumbing.
What provoked you to get the band back together and start playing again?
Well, I think, it's something that gets in your blood, and that was a long time to be off. My brother Tim and myself had both gone through divorces. We're kind of feeling free again, And I called a friend that had the Hop on 22nd Street and asked him if we got back together, if he'd have us play there. And he said, anytime you're ready. So having, a place to go and the incentive to do it, we went ahead and started practicing. And we practiced for probably 2 weeks and then started playing at the Hop on Thursday nights.
And you've never stopped playing together as a band since 1991 then, right?
Right.
And where are you playing now mainly, and what areas?
We play almost strictly for private parties. We're busy from October through January. Then it's very slow in the summer months, except for maybe some weddings and reunions. We're naturally big on reunions because we went to high school here. So a lot of the gigs that we played for back in those days were high school proms and graduations and stuff. And they remember us, so they want us for their reunion. So that's a big plus for us.
What's your repertoire now? What songs or what music are you playing?
We play the same music that we learned through the years from 1966 till the time we quit in 1981. A lot of that we
Well,
retained.
before 1966.
Yeah, but a lot of that we forgot. That's pretty old stuff, surfing music and that kind of stuff. But once we got into the vocals, a lot of that we've retained that we learned from 66, the British invasion and all the soul music and stuff like that, up till we quit in 81. And then after we started in 91, we added a lot of country western to it since it was becoming real popular or was real popular at the time. And almost a requirement to have in your repertoire for nightclubs.
We do a lot of the modern country now, but we still do all of our oldies but goodies, and it makes a real good mix.
Do you play any of the original ones that you did back then? Any of the original songs?
Our originals?
Yes.
Seldom.
What ones have you played?
Well, I think It Must Be Love is probably one of the ones that we...
Yeah, we still play that sometimes.
And I think I'm Glad maybe once in a while. But, we were always a kind of as you say, a cover band, and that's the kind of stuff that we do the most.